Golden words of the Buddha, how to face life's adversities. Human life inevitably contains many disappointments. In our daily lives, there will always be people who find fault with you. Don't pay too much attention to their gossip. Look gently upon the obstacles you encounter, turning setbacks into motivation. Treat failure as a lesson, then continue on your path, doing your work. Life, even if tiring, must still be met head-on. Our days, however hard, must still be lived. Each of us has only this one life. When it ends, there is no return. Once lost, it cannot be regained. Our time is short. Life is far more precious than wealth, more valuable than any amount of money. Thus, don't waste it on petty worries. We are like salt. Whether the water is salty or not, just as whether life is suffering or joyful, depends on the capacity of our mind, whether it is large or small. The most valuable things in life are not money, fame, or power, but rather your inner self, your cultivation, and your character. These reflect a person's virtue and allow us to judge if someone is trustworthy, to discern whether they are good or bad. As human beings, we need genuineness, sincerity, and upright intentions. Don't be too calculating, for that only harms yourself. Happiness comes from a sense of joy, from a gentle attitude, and from choosing simplicity in what you do. But if you think too deeply and calculate too much, life becomes complicated, making you feel trapped. In contrast, no matter how complicated things are, if you allow your mind to rest lightly, it becomes simpler and is more easily resolved. When working, leave yourself some room for retreat. When speaking, leave room for benevolence in your words so that you won't be driven into a corner and invite misfortune. Do more good deeds so that evil decreases. Where sincerity is valued, cunning diminishes. Where encouragement abounds, blame lessens. Where you help others, exploitation naturally decreases. A person's life is like morning dew. Once it vanishes, it's gone. Live like water, clear, calm, and deep. Then what is there to worry about if you are at peace within? We came into this world because we had to, and at life's end, we leave because we must. The middle part is for each of us to choose how to live. Every person has a different lifestyle. Some measure their days by money, children, love, and success or failure. Others take gratitude, joy, tolerance, selective deafness as their guiding principles. Different choices lead to different life outcomes. No one has it easy. Sweet or bitter, spicy or bland, sorrow or joy, all are part of life. The true test is turning a life of suffering into something beautiful, transforming the callousness of the world into profound relationships. That is real skill. Therefore, there is nothing truly perfect in this world. As soon as the sun reaches its zenith, it declines in the west. The moon, once full, then wanes. The most beautiful moment remains just before a flower is in full bloom, or when the moon is not completely full. That slight sense of imperfection can become eternal. Imperfection is what makes us human. Thus, if you learn acceptance, no problem will remain a problem. Those who know how to bow their head won't bump into door frames. Those who give way on the road won't end up in constant conflict. As we travel through life, we encounter both joy, happiness, and success, as well as pain, suffering, failure, and mistakes. Wherever you fall, stand up right there. Yesterday's failure will be the foundation for tomorrow's success. We cannot neglect learning, nor should we refuse to progress in this world. No road is perfectly smooth. There are always bends you must navigate before moving forward once again. Those bends are not defeats. They are opportunities to cultivate resilience. Truly strong people are not those who never cry, but those who can swallow their tears and keep moving. Lift your head a little higher. Keep going a bit longer. Even if you can't yet see hope, believe in yourself. Sometimes, you need the courage to carry a weight heavier than usual. After you've tried with all your might, you'll discover you are far more capable than you ever imagined. On the journey of life, not everything is smooth or flat, so we must learn acceptance and how to smile. If the slightest setback makes you falter, a single harsh word makes you uneasy, or a hint of criticism discourages you, it means you're still too immature. Remember the saying, the harder you try, the luckier you become. Correct your rashness, overcome your laziness, set aside unfounded doubts, and rise above trivial temptations. Devote heart and mind to what truly matters, keeping your spirit calm to do your work well. After you have given your best effort, you'll see that you are better than you think. Life goes by very quickly. If you can look beyond fame and illusion, you can touch what is truly real. When you face a complicated matter, deal with it gently and discard the needless entanglements so that your heart remains serene, allowing you to move forward. By giving way to others, you avoid petty conflicts. By looking far ahead, you may see the rainbow after the rain. Pack your luggage lightly, and you'll travel more comfortably. Ultimately, the most beautiful scenery is not seen by the eyes but felt by the heart. Deep feelings need no words to express them, yet can be recognized through actions. Whenever you feel discontent, remember the nature of water, always soft and gentle, silently embracing and transforming all things without contention or division. If each person could cultivate to that level, there would be no worries for the world. An unsettled mind makes life unsteady. Having less money is fine, but don't let your will become poor. Don't let the lack of money narrow your vision. Even if you can't reach great success, at least be someone useful. One's appearance may be plain, but do not let your inner self become ugly. Kindness comes not from looks, but from the heart. Even if you are small in stature, don't let your heart become shallow. No one likes those with a petty mind. Even if your shoulders are narrow and back is frail, let a kind heart soothe and warm countless people. If you are physically weak, that might be acceptable, but never allow your spirit to be feeble. Those who are timid often feel despair or inferiority, so you must cultivate courage, having your own opinions and confidence. You may be slow of hand or eye, but never let your mind grow dull. Always remind yourself to keep your heart bright and your thoughts clear, so you can see far ahead. Being a little tough or strict is fine, but never be so overbearing as to let arrogance turn you into a demon. Otherwise, if you don't enter hell, who would? Being a bit clever is okay, but don't imagine you are the only exceptional one, while everyone else is a fool. If that were the case, you'd end up being the only real fool in the world. A little laziness might be tolerable, but don't turn into someone who lounges around doing nothing necessary. Strive to do your best, have a spirit of contribution, otherwise you become a parasite feeding off society. Being frugal is a good quality, but don't let money become an obsession. If so, you might end up measuring everyone's worth by their wealth, eventually becoming its slave. Being tolerant is a virtue, but don't let others keep taking advantage of your tolerance and continue in their wrongdoing. In any case, you must hold on to your principles and dignity. Undergoing some hardship is acceptable, but don't let suffering linger with no way out. Learn how to rise above it. The night wears away, life moves on, fame and fortune float by like a dream. None of it truly matters. Living a giving life is meaningful, for human life is short. Don't squander it on pointless ups and downs. Don't be confused, life is precious. Don't take anger lightly, for it hurts you most. Don't harbor resentment. Life should be joyful. Don't let yourself drown in sorrow. Remember the deep love of parents. Never be unfilial. Spouses come together by fate. Never despise one another. Children are our closest kin. Never be distant with them. Nurture your bonds. Don't be calculating. Don't be superstitious or deceitful. Desire is endless. Never let yourself be trapped by it. Helping others is right. Don't hold back from doing good. Peace of mind is happiness. Don't neglect it. Be conscious of the words you speak. Don't let fleeting excitement make you speak recklessly. One kind word can warm someone through 3 cold winters. One cruel word can chill another person on a scorching summer's day. So think before you speak. Be even more cautious with sensitive matters, and limit any useless words. Don't let your speech drive someone away, for words can transform an enemy into a friend or vice versa. Cherish humanity. If you don't appreciate life's true values, your heart will wither like a wasteland. Loving others is essentially valuing yourself. Offer your compassion to all like the midday sun shining everywhere, so that those who are hated will not feel suffering. Never make enemies with anyone. Fate is like a book. If you don't carefully read it, you'll miss many subtle details. But if you pore over it too intensely, you'll tire yourself out. Practice living honestly and humbly. Treat others a bit better, and you'll create good fortune for yourself. Life is never perfectly complete. Betrayal exists, and the future is uncertain. So don't be hasty in giving up. Life is not all gold and diamonds. Each home has its worries. Each person has their suffering. Never mock anyone, for respecting others is self-respect. If you want others to trust you, you must prove yourself worthy. If you are a person of your word, people will want to befriend you. If not, the world won't give you its trust. Say what ought to be said. Otherwise, staying silent can be a form of wisdom. Do what should be done wholeheartedly. If you can't, then simply refrain. Show what should be shown. If not, hiding it is another strategy. You can believe in people, but don't expect rewards for nothing. If there is effort, you deserve the fruits. If not, don't take credit. Each step you walk must be taken by you. Every affection is built bit by bit. A person's life is written page by page. No one faces adversity their entire life, and no one is free from pain forever. With a positive attitude, everything will turn out well. It's not good to pick on others' faults when you yourself are not perfect. Criticizing others' shortcomings is harmful. Measuring others' behavior by your own standards leaves no one truly good enough. If you push your opponent to a dead end, you gain nothing but harm yourself. In a world so vast, constantly peeking at others gains you nothing. The horizon is broad. If you're too domineering, you'll be friendless. If you're too selfish, you'll wear yourself out. Only love can give rise to genuine bonds. Only tolerance can embrace the world. When you have a moment, sit quietly and reflect on your own faults. If there's nothing to correct, don't discuss others' right or wrong. Though words themselves might not directly hurt you, they can erode your virtue. There's no graver offense of speech than slander. So be careful with your words. Don't say what isn't true. Even if you're telling the truth, exercise restraint. If you accuse someone, don't push to the absolute. Keep some kindness in your words. Even if you're in the right, don't pursue others to the brink. Leave some space for forgiveness and show mercy in dealing with things, leaving a path of retreat. Being able to accept others means opening opportunities for yourself. Empathy allows you to become more open-minded. A tolerant person treats life kindly and deals with the world with a loving heart. A cultured person shows respect and courtesy to others. A person of cultivation reveals this through gentle conduct and consideration for others, and is naturally welcomed by people. When you respect others, life respects you in return. Treat everyone gently, and your own heart will be at peace. Among friends, if you show respect and courtesy, they will respond with kindness. If you look down on or shout at them, you'll receive dissatisfaction and contempt. Therefore, in life, treat friends with sincerity, treat family with devotion, treat your loved ones with tolerance, and treat your enemies with forgiveness. Keep kindness in your heart, be courteous to everyone, and you will receive appropriate positive responses. The quality of your life will improve. As it said, form is born of mind, and situations shift according to the heart's changes. If compassion in your heart is great enough, it will manifest outwardly and spread around, leading to favorable outcomes. Human nature is both simple and fearsome. A kind heart can accommodate all things, while a malicious heart can harm countless beings. If you are too cunning, people will keep their distance. If you are too harsh and demanding, others will resent you. If you fight over every little matter, or when you have some advantage you scramble to claim it all, in the end you will lose people's affection, and you yourself become small-minded. So when it comes to money and personal gain, be a little foolish sometimes so you don't lose harmony. When it involves friendship and relationships, being a bit naive spares you from shame and quarrels. Gossip and rumors often require a bit of foolishness so you don't get dragged into them. No one is perfect. Everyone has a unique way of living. Some will admire you, others will envy or oppose you, but most simply hope to avoid conflict. The truly wise do not spend their days scheming, overly clever in petty ways. They allow themselves to be a bit foolish so as to preserve their kindness and avoid endless strife. Life is short, so being content and knowing sufficiency give us freedom. With life's hustle and bustle, it's wise to be a bit foolish. Our mission arises from within. Once you choose a path, you also choose your destiny. Don't dwell too much on the past, live fully in the present, making the most of your talents and keeping your eyes on the future. If you can do this, your tomorrow will certainly shine brighter. When criticized by others, you may feel sad for a moment, but don't rush to defend yourself. Take any criticism as an opportunity to reflect and correct what's necessary. When praised, feel pleased for a moment, but don't accept it blindly. most compliments are mere pleasantries. Don't let sweet words feed your pride and arrogance. If life truly weighs on you, there's no time to complain. If living is too exhausting, you won't have the energy for lamentation. If you were truly at rock bottom, you wouldn't have the strength to sob and wail everywhere. Remember, we live for ourselves. Whatever job we do, as long as it's righteous and done wholeheartedly, we need never feel shame. Just do your best. No matter how talented or prepared you are, unwanted circumstances will still arise. Where there is success, there is also failure. Where there is union, eventually there is separation. But few ever welcome failure. Many suffer because they always desire harmonious outcomes, while impermanence is the nature of life. Sometimes, as impermanence destroys our hopes, we feel like collapsing. Yet if we embrace the idea of interconnected causes and conditions, we'll see that we have already enjoyed so many gifts from the universe. If the universe reclaims a little to give to others, that's natural. There's nothing strange about it. Meanwhile, some endure hardships only for personal gain, for a bit of pleasure for themselves, which often entails another's loss or sorrow. But why focus on the dark side of society? This world is inherently so. Knowing how to let go will bring peace of mind. All suffering and happiness originate in the mind. As the mind creates them, so can it extinguish them. Therefore, your experience of the world reflects your own mindset. Every day we face countless unpleasant events, betrayals, and situations beyond our control. We can't always stop what we don't want, so it's best to learn to adapt and gradually accept them. Practice more patience, tolerance, and compassion. Try to see yourself and others through gentle, friendly eyes. Don't be upset by failure. Leave the past behind and focus on the present moment. Don't keep resurrecting painful memories and immerse yourself in sorrow. Those with broad and forgiving hearts won't feel persecuted or consider life unfair. They won't curse fate, blame the heavens, or hate others, but remain calm at heart, always striving to learn and work so as to change their circumstances. When faced with adversity, some shrink back, some fall, and others boldly move on. Each hardship on our path is a precious chance to strengthen our will, our composure, and prepare us for greater achievements ahead. The path of life and the path of spiritual practice share a crucial similarity. Both require perseverance, patience, and continual effort. If someone practices only seeking personal comfort, letting themselves be lured by fame or fleeting pleasures, failing to diligently study the teachings and not striving to overcome their own unwholesome habits, then their practice is like trying to cook sand into rice, an impossible endeavor. There is a saying, all is created by the mind. As each year passes, if we cannot measure our life, why do we stand still, failing to observe ourselves? If our mindset has shifted, is there anything too difficult in this world to accomplish? Often we cling tightly to desires, letting them torment us. Only when we have no energy left to hold on do we give up. Acceptance is also a form of letting go, but with a different attitude. One is voluntary surrender, the other is forced abandonment. Naturally, the ramifications and suffering differ greatly. Sometimes when you quietly reflect on the things you once yearned for, you might see only ashes left behind, memories you can't put into words, or the humiliations that seem to linger in each life's upheaval. What is left? Perhaps only scars from broken attachments or a dimmed spirit, still aching for that fantasy of happiness. Years go by, countless intense emotions, joy, despair, have eroded your days, weaving illusions. You end up waiting for someone you've imagined, never truly living in the present moment. You forget your path, you forget everything, even tears, lost in the human realm of suffering. You haven't shown real compassion even for yourself. You are the being who most needs salvation. If we can't save ourselves, how can we save anyone else? What we used to cling to now lies scattered like dust on the roadside, blowing away in the wind, leaving us holding only these ashes through countless cycles of birth and death. Unless we awaken, we stay trapped in illusions, rushing amidst the dust and rain of life, only to find our garment of existence worn thin by impermanence. One day the practitioner will awaken, letting the nectar of realization wash away the weariness of life, and ask, who am I, truly, if all these gains and losses were illusions, with only a fleeting sunbeam shining through emptiness? Refining the text with additional punctuation and clarity, is just a way to show us that life itself is never too long. If you are the author of your own life, there is no need to write a drama filled with tragedy. Don't stand in some far corner, hesitating and worrying. Life isn't truly complicated. Practice living simply. Each person's life is merely a journey. Luxury and wealth pass by like a morning dew. You bring nothing at birth and take nothing with you at death. Simply follow nature's flow, and you will find peace. Some things, when you let them go, will leave you feeling light. Some people, when recalled, bring you happiness. Certain pains, once understood, can help you become stronger. Being overly fixated on one issue can keep you in a loop forever. In truth, any problem, however straightforward, becomes complicated if we overthink it. We only need a calm attitude and an open heart. Then, whatever comes our way will pass by gently, leaving behind tranquil days to live in simplicity. We arrived in this life, and so countless dreams have swept by. Flowers have dreamed, and inns have become homes. We humans carry many debts, and suddenly the color of the blossoms fades, our laughter subsides. We realize how distant everything can be. Joy and sorrow drift away with the wind, merging with autumn clouds across the sky. People come and go, ephemeral illusions in the mortal realm. Eventually, like smoke and mist, everything is buried deep under the golden tomb of memory. Suddenly, looking in the mirror, we see our hair has grayed, so let us release our burdens from both shoulders. Let the dusk settle. If we miss the ferry, perhaps we cry in regret, but so goes life. Nobody has it easy. We all taste sweetness, bitterness, spiciness, and sorrow. There is no true perfection in this world. When the sun reaches its peak, it descends. When the moon is full, it begins to wane. The most splendid moment is when the flower is not fully opened, the moon not fully round. That slight incompletion can become eternal. Imperfection is the essence of humanity. If you know how to accept, no problem will be a problem. Those who lower their head won't bang into door frames. Those who yield the road won't be stuck jostling. On our path, we encounter joy, happiness, success, and also pain, suffering, failure. Wherever you slip, stand up there. Yesterday's defeat is the stepping stone to tomorrow's success. We must keep learning, never refusing to grow. No road is entirely smooth. There are always curves we must navigate, then move forward once more. These twists are not signs of giving up, but chances to strengthen resilience. Even in disappointment, do not collapse. Think of the hopes your parents and loved ones pin on you, and keep trying. Even if you feel discouraged, don't give up. The problem isn't always the job, but often yourself. Treasure every choice you make. Even if it's hard, don't complain. Everyone has their own tasks and can't constantly help you. So be stronger. When you're sad or tired, learn to comfort yourself. If no one takes care of you, be stronger still. If no one encourages you, learn to fly with your own wings. If no one praises you, keep yourself neat and keep doing good. Observe the grass at your feet, the flowers by the road, and the leaves on the trees. Even in their small existence, they live beautifully. Though life is impermanent, never casually dismiss it. No one can buy good health. When angry, avoid speaking immediately, because you'll likely regret your words later. Learn to forgive those who have hurt you. Even though life can be tough and exhausting, never lose confidence, for good things lie ahead. Whether noble or flawed, always be filial to your parents, because one day you too will grow old. Don't forget those who have helped you. Don't resent those you once loved. Never deceive the people who trust you. In reality, there is no difficulty in life you can't overcome. In this world, there is no one you can't do without. If you are no longer cherished, there is no point in staying. So be decisive and turn away. You might cry, you might feel heartache, but never lose hope. Today's tears will become tomorrow's growth. Each scar you bear will be your strength on the road ahead. Life is not all bad. Right or wrong is all experience. Good or bad is all scenery. If your heart is at peace, happiness is ever present. Life continues on, so don't worry about things far beyond your control. Maintain peace within. Also, endeavor to live strongly, for nobody can live life on your behalf. Live your life to the fullest. Hang on a little longer, remain persistent. Even if you don't yet see hope, believe in yourself. Sometimes you need the courage to carry more than what you think you can handle. When you've tried your absolute best, you'll discover that your capabilities are far beyond what you imagined. The journey of life is not always smooth, so learn to accept and smile. Wipe away your tears, release your fatigue, and keep walking your chosen path, doing the work that needs doing. Gradually, everything improves. In truth, the world doesn't hold that many obstacles. If you are the author of your life story, there's no need to script a tragedy. Don't stand afar, waiting with fear and worry. Life itself isn't that complicated. Practice living as simply as you can. Each person's life is a journey, and prosperity and wealth are like the morning dew. We bring nothing at birth and take nothing at death. Simply follow nature, and you will be at peace. Letting go of certain things will bring you ease. Remembering some people can make you happy. A bit of pain, once understood, only makes you stronger. When you obsess over one matter, you get stuck. Truly, any situation, no matter how straightforward, can become complicated if you overthink it. With a calm mind and an open heart, whatever comes will pass lightly, leaving peaceful days to enjoy life in simplicity. We arrive here carrying thousands of dreams. The flowers dream on, the inn becomes home. We humans are often burdened with countless debts. In a moment, the flowers may wither and the laughter may fade. We realize how distant they can be, joy and sorrow drifting with the wind, merging with the autumn clouds in the sky. People come and go, illusions in the mortal realm. Eventually, it all dissolves like mist and smoke beneath a golden tomb. Suddenly, we see in the mirror how our hair has turned gray. So let's set down our burdens from our shoulders. Darkness descends, and if we miss the boat, tears may flow in regret, yet that's how it is. No one finds life easy. We all taste sweet and bitter, face sadness and happiness. There is nothing perfectly flawless in this world. The midday sun soon leans west, the full moon wanes. A bloom is most beautiful just before it fully opens. The moon's loveliest moment is before it's perfectly round. That slight touch of incompletion becomes everlasting. This imperfection is what makes us human. Accepting things as they are means nothing is truly a problem anymore. Those who bow their heads don't bump into doors. Those who yield won't be caught in constant rivalry. On the path we walk, there is joy, happiness, and success, as well as pain and disappointment. Wherever you stumble, pick yourself up there. Yesterday's failure is the basis for tomorrow's victory. We must keep learning, never refuse progress. No road is perfectly even. There are bends you must navigate, then continue forward. Such twists do not mean surrender. They are chances to forge resilience. Even when disappointed, don't break down. Remember how your parents and loved ones hope for you. Even if you're dejected, don't give up. The issue may lie in you, not in the job. Cherish each choice you make. Even if it's difficult, don't complain. Everyone has their own tasks to handle, and they can't help you indefinitely. Therefore, be strong. When you're sad or tired, learn to console yourself. If no one supports you, become stronger still. If no one encourages you, learn to soar on your own. If no one appreciates you, stay gracious and carry on. Look at the grass beneath your feet, the flowers by the roadside, and the leaves on the trees. Their lives may be modest, yet they flourish in their own way. Although existence is impermanent, never treat it carelessly. Health is not something you can buy. When angry, don't speak rashly. You'll regret words spoken in haste. Forgive those who have hurt you. No matter how hard life is, never lose confidence. Better times lie ahead. No matter a person's dignity or lowliness, never fail in filial piety toward your parents. You too will be old someday. Don't forget those who have helped you. Don't hate those you once loved. Don't ever deceive the people who trust you. Truly, in this life, there is no hardship that cannot be overcome. There is no person you cannot leave behind if they no longer treasure you. In such a case, there's no longer a point in staying. So be decisive. You can cry and feel heartbreak, but never let that lead you to despair. Today's tears will become tomorrow's growth. Every scar transforms into the power for perseverance on life's road. Life is never entirely bleak. Right or wrong is always experience. Good or bad is part of the scenery. If your heart is at peace, happiness follows. Life goes on unceasingly. Don't overly worry about distant matters, just keep tranquility in your heart. Also, strive to be strong, for only you can live your life. Experience it fully. Be patient, be persistent. Even if there's no hope in sight, have faith in yourself. At times, bear what seems beyond your capacity. After giving it your all, you'll see that your potential far surpasses what you once believed. One's life journey is never solely smooth. Learn to accept and smile. Wipe away your tears, lift the burden from your heart, and continue along the chosen road, doing the work that needs to be done. Gradually, all will improve. In reality, the world doesn't impose so many difficulties. If you're the author of your life, there's no need for a tragic script. Don't stand in a corner, worried and fearful. Life itself isn't complicated. Practice living simply. We each get only one journey in this world. Prosperity and splendor are like the morning dew. We bring nothing at birth and cannot take anything in death. Follow nature and you will find peace. Letting go of certain things can bring ease. Remembering certain people can bring joy. Some pains, once understood, make you stronger. If you fixate too much on a problem, you'll remain trapped. Truly, no matter how simple something is, if overthought, it becomes complex. Keep calm and open-hearted so that whatever arises will pass smoothly, leaving tranquil days to savor a simple life.